is your name, please?
My name is Fred Lawton.
What is your name, please?
My name is Fred Lawton.
What is your name, please?
My name is Fred Lawton.
Two of these people are imposters. Only one is the real Fred Lawton and is the only one sworn to tell the truth. Now, here is our host, Bud Collier.
Thank you very much. Good evening and welcome once again to Tell the Truth. What is your name, please?
My name is Polly Bergen.
My name is Robert Sterling.
My name is Kitty Carlisle.
And my name is Gardner.
Bob, it certainly won't be amiss for me to say on behalf of the panel and myself, it's real nice to have you here with us tonight.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Hope you have enjoyed our show at home and that you'll enjoy it even more here.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Good. Now, these three gentlemen, as you just heard, all claim to be Fred Lawton. Only one, of course, is the real Fred Lawton. The other two have merely assumed that identity, and they do not have to stick to the truth. Now, panel, will you please follow along with your copies of this first affidavit as I read it? I, Fred Lawton, am Director of Marine Safety for the Raytheon Manufacturing Company. I am perhaps better known as a professional racing skipper and yachtsman. I have skippered such famous racing yachts as Bolero, Figaro, and Vim. Most recently, however, I was the sailing master aboard the American 12-meter sloop Columbia, which defeated the British yacht Scepter in the 17th challenge match for the famous America's Cup off Newport, Rhode Island. Signed, Fred Lawton. So, panel, to start us off tonight, you just heard these three gentlemen all claim to be the Captain Fred Lawton, who was the sailing master of the yacht Columbia. Now, only the real Captain Lawton, of course, is required to answer your questions truthfully. Each of you will question, as usual, until you hear this signal. And at the end of the questioning period, you will be asked to cast your vote for the one who, in your opinion, is the real Captain Lawton. And we'll begin our first round tonight with Kitty Carlisle. Kitty?
Thank you, Bud. Number one, what was the year of the first America's Cup?
1851.
Number two, has the cup got a bottom?
No.
You can't drink out of it, in other words.
No, ma'am.
Number three, what was the name of Sir Thomas Lipton's yacht?
Shamrock. He had 5 of them.
Number one, what was the name of Sir Thomas Lipton's yacht?
Shamrock 1, 2, 3, 4.
He had 5 of them? Something happened. Number two, where's the leeward?
Away from the wind or the lee side of the boat.
And when there's no wind,
There's no lure.
you got nothing.
When there's no wind, there's no leeward. That's
Number
right.
three, how much margin in time, by what margin did the Columbia win?
The average was about 7 minutes.
Number one, I must find out the name of the... No.
Hi, Gardner. Sorry, Kitty.
Number one, what was the age limit of the deck members, the crew of the Scepter?
There is no age limit.
Was there any age limit on the British ship, number two?
No.
Number three?
Yes, they didn't want men over 30.
Uh-huh. Number one, who was the famous owner of the yacht Chanticleer?
Thomas Evans.
Number three, would you know?
Thomas Evans.
Number two?
I think it's Evan Root.
Uh-huh. Number two, there was some controversy about the hull of the Scepter. Who was it who built it or designed the Scepter?
Scepter was designed by David Boyd.
Uh-huh. Number one, what is a fathom meter?
A fathom meter is an electrical instrument to show how deep the water is.
In fathoms, I assume. Polly?
Number one, how many feet in a fathom?
About 6 1/8.
6 1/8. Number two, what are knees?
These are parts of a vessel's construction.
Number three, what are knees?
Parts of a vessel's construction.
Number one, is the 12-meter sloop 12 meters long?
No, ma'am.
Is it 12 meters wide?
No, ma'am.
Number two, how many meters is a 12-meter sloop?
I don't know.
Number 3, could you tell me how many meters a 12-meter sloop would be?
A 12-meter sloop is about 70 feet. If you'll divide that by 39 inches, you'll find out.
While you're doing that, Polly,
What were the figures once more? 32 inches divide into 70 what?
39 inches, the exact length of our boat was 69 feet 7 inches.
there you are. While you're doing that, we'll go along to Bob Sterling. Bob?
Meanwhile, back at the sloop there. Number 1, in the trial races against Vim, who handled the helm most of the time?
In the trial races, Morseback can handle the helm.
Number 2, who handled the helm most of the time? In the Vim, against Vim.
Against them?
Yes.
Briggs Cunningham.
Number 3, who handled the helm most of the time against Vim in the trial races?
Briggs Cunningham, Corny Shields started a couple of races.
I'm afraid that's as far as we can go in this first round.
I only got one question.
I know.
That's what
You
happened.
asked it 3 times, you see.
That's what happened.
Well, there you
over?
are. Well, we'll do better next time, maybe. We hope so, Bob, anyway. But it's time to vote right now. And without consultation, will you please mark your ballots? And in so doing, of course, you will select number 1, number 2, or number 3. Team of challenges, of course, as always, will receive $250 for every incorrect vote. So let's find out how our voting goes. Panel, have you voted? You have, Polly? For whom?
Well, I voted for number 3, though 32 and 69 only goes 2, and I don't think that the thing was 2 feet long.
No. 32 inches into so many feet.
Well, I
You
didn't
have to multiply
understand
the
that.
number of feet by 12 and... Oh,
Would
no.
you wait a minute, please?
No,
I'd like to do that again. What was that again now?
Tell us.
69 feet.
Tell us the answer later. Bob,
And
what was
it's
your
12,
vote?
and it's 69 goes 4
Bob, go ahead.
times.
Who did
Gonna
you
be
vote?
all right,
5
Polly.
times.
I voted for number 3 because
Six.
of his answer.
Is 9.
Who was the helmsman?
And-
Corny Shields.
Kitty, what about your vote?
I voted for number 2. He's got the wrong color. His face isn't the right color for the fella that did the thing. But on the other hand, he knew who was the designer of the scepter, Mr. Boyd.
2 inches.
I like that one statement. His face wasn't the right color for the fella that did the thing. Good.
Sounds like Casey Stengel.
I voted for 2 also because of knowing a designer, and secondly, Ralph Ebenrode is the owner of the Chanticleer, and I think anybody who sails any boat, I think would probably know that, although I'm probably wrong.
8 and 32 and
Okay.
828.
Yes, Polly?
Wait a minute.
Yes, well,
Wait a minute. No, I almost have it now.
I'm afraid we'll have to go on, Polly. You tell us later.
No, I stick with number 3. It worked out right.
It worked out okay.
Yes.
All right, there we have it now, the way we voted. How did you vote? Want to find out whether you're right or wrong? So do I. So let's discover right now which one of these 3 gentlemen was the real skipper of the Columbia in their recent races, defending successfully the America's Cup. So will the real Captain Fred Lawton please stand up? Well, now let's see. Number 1, would you tell us who you really are and what you do, please?
My name is Daniel Brenner of Brenner & Lewis. I'm a real estate broker.
He's happier in acres than in meters. Number 3, what about you, sir?
My name is Bill Corwin. I'm the principal owner and president of the Scarsdale Butt Company.
Bob, I think you had...
Give me a new envelope. I'll take that right now.
Did you skipper under an umbrella, Mr. Boyd, Mr. Lawton?
No, ma'am.
No.
Oh,
You just have a tan.
well, he can get one anytime he wants it.
I think number 1 and 3 were beautiful liars.
Yeah, they sure were. And you did well in your guessing the first time. Let's see how well you do in the next one. But right now, let's discover what our score is. We had 2 incorrect votes at $250 each for a total of $500 from Marlboro. Thank you very much, gentlemen. On your way out, will you stop and pick up your carton of Marlboros, 1 for each of you. Good night and good luck. Good sailing.
What is your name, please?
My name is True Bowen.
What is your name, please?
My name is True Bowen.
What is your name, please?
My name is True Bowen.
We have another affidavit for you, panel. Will you please follow along with your copies of this one? I, True Bowen, am a child musical prodigy turned bullfight critic. I appeared on the concert stage and performed on radio at the age of 4. In 1951, I went to Mexico to study. I became interested in bullfighting, and for 5.5 years have been the bullfight critic for the Mexico City News. I am the first American and the first woman to ever hold such a job. I recently returned from Spain, where I covered Spanish bullfights for my paper. Signed, True Bowen. Now you've heard 3 ladies all claim to be the same person, this time namely True Bowen, bullfight critic. And we'll start this cross-examination with our guest tonight, Bob Sterling. Bob?
True Bowen, number 1. Is Juan Portigo still one of the leading matadors in Mexico?
He is one of the leading matadors, yes.
Number 2, is Juan Portigo still one of the leading matadors in Mexico?
No, he isn't.
Number 3, is Juan Portigo still one of the leading matadors in Mexico?
No, he isn't.
He isn't. Number 1, you're a bullfight critic. Who is Pablo Casals?
Pablo Casals?
Casals, I'm sorry.
He's one of the leading Spanish cellists. I'm afraid he's not in the bullfighting field.
Number 2, you're a bullfight critic. Who is Pablo Casals?
The world's greatest cellist.
Mm-hmm. And number 3, what is your answer to this?
He is the Spanish cellist and considered the world's greatest cellist.
I see.
Kitty?
Number 1, what was your instrument?
I played the cello and the piano.
The cello and the piano.
And the piano.
Number 2, in the Broadway theater, the critics murder the actors, and in the bull ring, the bull murders the actors. What's left for you to do as a critic?
I suppose write up the best report of the death.
That's a very good answer. Number 1, who is Arusa? I mean, number 3. I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong one. Who is Arusa?
Arusa is a regionador now. He used to be a matador, but is retired.
Number 1, when you fight a very good fight, you get the ears. And then when you fight a super fight, what do you get?
Well, you get both ears and the tail. That's the best.
The tail, too.
And the tail.
I don't agree with that. I think the best is what's in between. That's what I like. How about you, Hi?
Number 1, who and how is my friend Pepe Romero?
Pepe Romero is perfectly fine, gossiping around.
Who is Pepe Romero, number 3?
I'm sorry, I thought it was 2. Pepe Romero is a gossip columnist on novedades in Mexico City.
Number 2, do you know who he is?
He's the gossip columnist on the news in Mexico City.
Number 2, how recently did he become the father of a little boy?
About 2 years ago.
Polly?
Gee, they all know so much. Number 1, what job did Barnaby Conrad hold while he was bullfighting?
While he was bullfighting?
Yes.
Well, he was more of a picador. In other words,
No, I mean, what was his steady job?
Oh, his steady job is critic, actually. He is a critic.
Number 2, when he first started, what was his steady job when he was also sort of an amateur bullfighter?
Well, I think he had something to do with the United States government in Spain.
Number 3, could you tell me what is the difference between Portuguese bullfighting and Spanish bullfighting?
In Portugal, they do not allow the bull to be killed.
That's it, panel.
No
Time
more?
once again to vote, and without consultation, will you please mark your ballots as you did before, selecting number 1, number 2, or number 3. Oh, this is taking some thought on the part of our panel. Polly, have you marked yours yet? All set? For whom did you vote this time?
Well, I voted for number 2. Barnaby was in the diplomatic service, so when she said he was with the government, that was true. Number 3 is a great liar or the real person.
That's a profound
The
statement.
accent was beautiful, and she really knew what she was talking about. So she either is a real bullfight watcher, whatever that word is, which I can never pronounce, or I'll...
Aficionado.
Sorry, I
Bob
voted for
Sterling.
the wrong one.
I voted for number 1, but I'm guessing. I think they're all wonderful.
Kitty, your vote?
I voted for number 3 on the basis of high as a spectacle.
You couldn't, honey, because you have number 2 on the
Number 2, I mean, on the basis of high as a spectacle question about the birth of this small child whose father I never heard of.
Oh, honey, he doesn't have any children.
Oh, no!
Hi, Gardner. Oh, yes, he does, and he named one of them Hi. This was the baby before the present baby. Furthermore, I think that if blondes are popular anywhere in the world, they're more popular in Mexico City even than Vegas, so I voted for number 2.
All right, you have heard the way our panel votes, and you've also heard, by way of reasons, a lot of bull. And so let's find out now which one of these ladies is the real bullfight critic in Mexico. So will the real, true Bowen please stand up? Say you did well on that one, panel. Extremely well. Let's find out about the others now. Number 1, what do you really do, and what is your name?
My name is Barbara Deming, and I'm a bilingual secretary with the Overseas Division of the Continental Can Company.
And number 3, what about you?
Mine's shorter. My name is Marguerite Post, and I'm working for my master's at Columbia University.
What did you say, Polly?
I said, I bet she majors in Spanish.
I bet they all do, as a matter of fact. They sounded so good. Well, when you double-check this time, you find that our panel did real well. 3 correct votes and only 1 incorrect, ladies. That means there's a total of $250 for you. But on your way out, stop and pick up a carton of Marlboros for each. Thanks for being with us. Hope you had fun. We certainly enjoyed having you here. Good night. Happy bullfighting. And now may we have our 3rd team of challengers.
What is your name, please?
My name is James M. Herman.
What is your name, please?
My name is James M. Herman.
What is your name, please?
My name is James M. Herman.
Again, I will read an affidavit. Please follow with your copies, panel. I, James M. Herman, live with my wife and children in Seaford, Long Island, New York. On February 3rd of this year, strange things started to happen in our house. Without apparent cause, bottles began blowing their tops. Statuettes took off and flew through the air, and heavy furniture toppled and crashed to the floor. These phenomena continued for about 5 weeks and were investigated by the police and by technical experts and scientists from Duke University. To date, no satisfactory explanation has been forthcoming. Our story received nationwide press and television coverage, and on October 29th, it will be the subject of a full-hour dramatization on the CBS television network entitled The House of Flying Objects. Signed, James M. Herman. 3 gentlemen this time, panel, all claiming to be the owner of the House of Flying Objects, one James M. Herman. We start with Polly Bergen. Polly?
Thank you, Bud. Number 2, what was the first piece of furniture to start fooling around in your son's room?
Bookcase.
A bookcase. Number 3, how many floors in your house?
It's a ranch-type house. 1 floor.
Only 1 floor?
1 floor. Bedrooms in the back, living room, kitchen, and so forth.
I see. Number 2, how many floors in your house?
2 floors.
Number 1, how many floors in the house?
1 floor.
Is there a basement in the house, number 2?
Yes.
I mean a usable basement?
Yes.
Number 3, what incidents happened in the basement?
Well, that's where the big bookcase went over.
The big bookcase
There was a bookcase full of books, and the walls came tumbling down, and so forth and so on.
I see.
Bob Sterling.
Number 1, how many children do you have?
2.
Number 3?
2.
Number 2? 2. Figures. Well, did you have TV cameras cover this? Approximately right after it happened. Did you have coverage on the spot, number 2?
Sometime after.
Number 3, did you have coverage on this?
Ed Morrow, yes. Person to person was out there.
Number 1?
Yes.
Number 1, did either you or any of your family experience any of this strange phenomena, like floating or blowing your top or...
No.
Number 3?
No.
Number 2?
No.
Kitty?
Number 1, where was your son when the sugar bowl fell off the table? Or left the table, should I say?
I believe he was in the dining room.
He was in the dining room. not in the room where it fell, where it moved from.
Yes, in the room where it moved from.
Number 2, did you have your house checked with radar and Geiger counters and airplane vibrations?
Yes, we had it checked every conceivable way you might imagine. RCA was there. We had security people.
Number 3.
Thank you very much, Kitty.
Did you, what was the fellow from Duke University's name?
Oh, Dr. Pratt came up.
Dr. Pratt.
Hi, Gardner.
Number 2, since all of these things have been kicking around in your house, are you able to get insurance, or do you fly now and pay later? What's the...
No, our insurance is still in order.
Still in order?
Yes.
Number 3, you said you had a visit from Duke University. Where is Duke University located?
That's down in Durham, North Carolina.
Uh-huh. Number 2, who on CBS is doing publicity for the show on the 29th?
Bob Wallace.
Yeah, who was doing it, number 1?
I don't know.
Number 3?
No, I don't know.
Number 2, you undoubtedly have become involved in stories about Poltergeist. There's a Broadway columnist who wrote a book about them. Have you read it by any chance?
No, I haven't.
Have you, number 3?
No.
Number 1?
No.
And on that note, we have to call time again on this round, meaning, of course, it's time to mark your ballot. So will you please do so and vote for, as usual, number 1, number 2, or number 3.
Yeah.
You said already, Polly? For whom did you vote this time?
I voted for number 1, and I don't know why, excepting that he's very quiet, and I keep getting letters from people saying I should vote for the quiet one because he's always the one. So I'll try it once.
Oh, okay. Bob Sterling, your vote this time.
I voted for number 2 because I thought High's questions were very informative.
And Kitty?
Well, I voted for number 2 because I think the house was 2-story, and I know there was a basement.
And High.
Well, I voted for number 2 because he had the nerve on CBS to mention NBC.
Oh, no, you misunderstood. This was a carryover from the earlier round. He said RCA. That's the Raytheon Corporation of America.
Oh, I see.
Yes. Now, anyway, and you have you've heard our reasons. And we will now...
Anyway,
Yes,
I did vote for Channel 2.
Oh, for Channel 2. Good man. Okay, there we have it, the way we voted, and we hope you're voting along with us, and you'll find out now, as will we, how right or wrong we are as we discover which one of these gentlemen was the master of the House of Flying Objects, Mr. James M. Herman. So may I ask Mr. Herman to please stand up. Thank you, sir. Number 2, would you tell us who you really are? You got all the votes.
I'm Al Konechny, and I live in Pleasantville. I work with Walt Disney. I'm an artist and a toy designer.
Probably never designed a poltergeist in your life, did you? Well, number 3, what about you, sir?
Well, my name is Bill Hughes, and I'm employed by the City of New York in the Borough of Queens, and I design sewers.
Never knew you could be a sewer architect.
I'm told the city hasn't the faintest idea where all their sewers are.
Oh, we do, yes.
You know?
In Queens, we do, yes.
Well, is there quite a knack to designing one?
Oh, yes. They have, first of all, they have to be big enough, and most importantly, they have to be cheap enough.
Oh, sure.
And
Are they decorated also? Never mind. Let's check our score. And as we do, we find that the panel didn't do too well on this one. We fooled you by the same amount. There were 3 incorrect votes this time at $250 each for a total of $750 for Marlboro. Thanks very much, gentlemen. On your way out, stop, pick up your carton of Marlboros. Good night and happy Poltergeist. Tonight. I hope you had a good time.
I had a wonderful time.
And please accept a standing invitation to go back and see us again, will you?
Thank you, Bud.
Better luck next time.
I don't think you should have brought up the fact that he didn't guess any.
That's right. I think it should be on.
He's very hurt. He's been sitting here miserable.
Please pass him this carton of Marlboro cigarettes.
That'll make him feel better.
That'll make him feel better.
There
Okay.
you are, dear.
And I guess that's it. So good night, panel.
Good night, Bud.
Good night, Bud.
And now this is Bud Collier saying good night from Marlboro and reminding all of you to tell the truth. Good night.
To Tell the Truth is a Mark Goodson, Bill Codman production in association with the CBS Television Network. This Bergen gown by Wilma.